Normally we have a couple of title matches for you on a PPW card, but tonight we only have the one, and it is one of the more fighting championships we've got, the PPW Cruiserweight Title. And it's going to be making his debut. Oh, that a boy. Thank you, Corey. Midas Kreed.
Introducing first, the challenger from Sacramento, California, weighing in at 160 pounds, the Golden Eye, Midas Kreed.
And I was going to say, it's his PPW debut, but Midas Kreed is making a name for himself. I was able to see him a few months back at a Game Changer Wrestling event down in San Francisco back in April, and he faced another up-and-coming Bay Area stalwart, Northern California stalwart, in Titus Alexander. And those two, they blew the roof off the damn place. Midas Kreed, very exciting young talent, a lot of swagger, and he's going to have a tough task in front of him as he will face Daniel Torch.
Making his way to the ring from Modesto, California, weighing in at 150 pounds, he is the current reigning and defending PPW Cruiserweight Champion, Daniel Torch!
You're going to see Torch labor with that belt, and it's because the damn thing weighs close to 25 pounds. But you have to imagine, after carrying it for as long as he has, for over a year, you get used to holding on to such a burden. And the Golden Eye, Midas Kreed, as we said, one of the more talented youngsters in Northern California, trying to stop the reign of one of the longest championship reigns that Phoenix Pro Wrestling has had. Torch has held that title since we came back from the initial COVID stoppage last year. He won the title right before we went on hiatus back in March of 2020. So technically he's had the title for longer than 2 years, although inside the ring he's had it for just over a year. As Daniel Torch wants some respect between himself and GoldenEye, and he's not going to have it. I talked about the swagger Kreed. You have to imagine that with the exposure he's had already in his young career, he comes in with a lot to show, and I mean, the skill is apparent. We're talking about that quick roll through into the single-handed Greco-Roman knuckle lock. And him and Torch trade wrist control early. But Kreed knows his way around the ropes. He's very quick. He's got a lot of great sudden movements. Very athletic. And you can see, nicely done there. Yet, and that's the thing, though. You think about him not landing on his feet, but at the same time, he understood, you know, I just needed to get into a better position to maybe make an attempt at like a leg sweep or something else to try and take Torch down, and he got it. Torch now trying to pick the ankle, and he does. Into the rear Indian deathlock. And now trying to stand up. He might try to surfboard him, and he does. A lot of pressure on the lumbar region of Midas Kreed. And GoldenEye, all 24 carats of them, is in some trouble. And there, the seated chin lock in the surfboard. Almost like El Cavernario, almost. And Torch early on showing Kreed, if you want to try and go hold for hold, he's got a few up his sleeve. But Torch has been kind of the beating heart of the cruiserweight division. He's going to try and hit the death stroke, that hammerlock clothesline. Going to try and come off the top. He's Not afraid to take it to the outside if it were to come to that. But what I like from both these guys early on is that, you know, they are not trying to pick up the pace too much. And, you know, Kreed, after what just happened to him, the moment that Daniel Torch tried to make something happen with the legs again, he was not about to get tied up once more. Yeah, Kreed in that match with Titus Alexander back in April, I saw him do some things in the ring that were just spectacular. And out of the ring, too. I mean, the agility he has is substantial. Forearm shots to send Torch back. And a second. Ooh. Kind of a Superman forearm. And he's going to whip Torch across. Torch vaults over. And he went in for the back elbow, but Kreed avoids it. And avoidance again, this time from Torch. Oh, and he tried for the crossbody, but Kreed was there with the drop kick. Hook the leg, first of the match, and only one. I didn't even get out that, yes, had the count of 3 gone down, we would have had a new champ. And Kreed, early on, it is one of his biggest traits in the ring is that he's trying to get into the head of his opponent. He's not above talking while he does his business. And Torch has to realize that Kreed has what it takes to back it up. Forearm shot to the back of the head there, just falling on top of him. And now that shin kick right to the small of the back. Kreed looking maybe for a back suplex here. Torch flips out. Looking for a German, no. Kreed, nicely done, whipping Torch to the outside. And this is where Kreed can get dangerous. Torch has to watch out. And Torch was aware, snaps him across the top, swings him through, and now goes to the second rope, now goes up top. What's Torch got in mind here? Oh, he went for a leg drop and missed! What a risk by Torch. And now Kreed with his biggest opportunity of the match. And he's got his eye on Torch, and he's going to go up top. Watch Kreed go, and a double axe handle to the floor. And GoldenEye doing his best, and a pump kick to the jaw of the champion. And sends him down into the stage. Oh, he hit it with the pizza box! That is the first time I have said those words. I did not expect that. All kinds of grease and... Actually, I don't know about grease. It might dry it out by now. But Torch trying to fight back, not unlike the nice guy Vinny Massaro earlier on. Oh, but he gets sent into the guardrail by Kreed. Oh, and Kreed getting a little bit more extra oomph there in that kick. And now sending Torch down before going in to break the count. And now Kreed lining up the champion. Oh, and he kicks him right into the guardrail. Torch trying to hang on, but the champ is in trouble. As much trouble as he's been in this match. And we've talked about how Kreed normally does his business in the air. Oh, but Torch is going to send Kreed all the way across into the guardrail. Torch broke the count inadvertently and eats a super kick from Kreed. Corey's got to get a hold of this. This is beginning to turn into something a little bit more than I even expected. And now Kreed, after his earlier shot, he's going to try again. Running up the stairs. No, he eats a boot from Torch. Torch off the stage! nosedive takes out the challenger. Torch rolls Kreed back in, and the champ, after that big risk paid off on the outside, is now taking it to the challenger. Michinoku driver, no, he's going for the slam and an elbow. Hook to the leg to retain, only 2. We normally see him go for that Michinoku driver, but he switched it up a little bit. And the challenger is in trouble after being in control for a good chunk of this match. Kreed eating knee shots, whipped in, and Torch using his full body to whip him across. Diving in, gets the clothesline. Up top, he could be looking for that crossbody. But Kreed with an enziguri, and Torch is hung out to dry on the top. Kreed looking, he got it! Nips up into that Hurricane Rana, and the challenger takes his own big risk and it pays off. He was trying to use the momentum to go over with Torch, but the leg strength to take Torch over on his own was just enough. And only 2. And you have to imagine if Kreed was able to get all of that, we might have a new champ. And he does. He gets into the back cover this time, but only 2. And you have to imagine Torch did not see that coming from GoldenEye. And Kreed says this is it. A knee shot. He's going to come off the ropes. Looking for the swinging net breaker. No. Headlock driver! And Torch looking to retain 2, but it's not enough. That move has definitely won Daniel Torch some matches here in PPW before. And now he's looking for the big kick. No, Kreed hits the back spinning heel kick. And now Torch is in position. The challenger could be looking to become the champ. 450! 1, 2, no! In that corner, wearing very similar colors, Virgil Flynn would win matches with that similar move. And Kreed could be looking to finish it off. Looking for Destino, no! Caught, Deathstroke, he got it! Hook of the leg, 2, and Torch is gonna retain.
And your winner, and still PPW Cruiserweight Champion, Daniel Torch.
All the credit in the world to Midas Kreed. He looked for the kill shot with the Destino. But Torch not only was ready for it, but he was able to use the momentum to get Kreed in position to hit the Deathstroke. And there's a reason he calls it that, because once it's done, it is the end for his opponent. And this title reign continues for Torch. Midas Kreed is one of the more talked about talents in Northern California for a reason. And he showed Daniel Torch in the Phoenix Theater why tonight. Towards the end, I thought Kreed really had an opportunity there. And after not taking the handshake to start things off, Kreed gives respect to the champ. But this reign continues for Daniel Torch. Him and Boyce LeGrand both They seem unstoppable. Can Daniel Torch keep it up going into the anniversary show? And who's going to step up to take on the champ?